Hey,
How are you feeling?
eh, good, tired.
Oh,
I took
yes.
another midterm, but yeah,
So I got my class, Winston's class final grade. He gave me a 94.
nice.
I don't know what that means,
Hey,
but
Michael.
hey, Michael, I love this setup. It looks very Philly-ish.
Yeah, it's my
It-
partner.
I know it reminds me of where I used to live at.
You used to live
So,
in Artisan, right?
no, I lived in Frankfurt Market
Hmm.
at Brill Street, but I mean, just the layout of the way the doors are set are unique.
They also remind me of Baltimore.
Okay, I'm gonna wait till Madison gets here. Edie might be here, and I know Patrick won't make it today because he's in
Okay.
finals at Cal Arts, and they're brutal. So, yeah, I mean, we're talking some pretty heavy critical theory stuff. So, so let him enjoy that for this week. I mean, Bryce, you're in finals too. You got tortured.
Yeah, I know.
Wait a minute. So, how did you take another midterm if that wasn't going to be unlocked until the third?
She decided to unlock it, and I said yes.
Oh,
I was
but
like, good, I'm doing this.
do you know how you did?
Yeah, because it's graded immediately from Canvas. I got 50 out of 52, so I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, you're doing fine.
So now I just have to do the hard one that I'm not
Okay.
excited for.
Which one's that?
The
That's your.
science one, the
Oh, yeah, that's
archaeological
gonna.
science
You
one.
better you need to spend like most of your studying there.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be
Yeah,
doing this
you're here
whole
to
week,
you're here
probably.
you're here tomorrow. I hope, right?
Yeah,
Sweet. Yeah, Michael, I'm really excited about this idea of the portal and stuff. Oh my gosh, the beautiful Edie.
Hello.
hey,
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, well, how's your afternoon?
It's good. It's going. I don't know. I've just been busy, so busy all day. So it's nice to kind of sit down and chat.
Yeah, I've been in the studio all afternoon. I got done with tons of work.
Oh,
So
good. That's great.
like my own practice, not gallery
Nice.
stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited. We just yeah, we got our new artist Jenny from School of Art Institute Chicago, and it's really cool. She addresses the Judaic diaspora in
Nice.
relation to our Russian heritage.
Ooh, love
So
that.
yeah, so I'm pretty excited. I'm actually cross my fingers. Hopefully, where I'm working on getting a Palestinian artist, so it'll be interesting to try to pair that together as sort of a healing sort of two-person show, which would be nice in this day and age of conflict. But
Well, that's a
actually, I
good
already told
idea.
you. I told you the big news earlier, Edie, but I'll tell everyone else later. This is actually a game changer for our gallery. Uh, I mean, it's pretty private. I'm not going to tell everyone normally, but I mean, mainly because the artist really wanted to not bring this up quite yet, but it shows you the magnitude of what we're doing. And I have to admit, I was blown away when I found out about it. So hopefully Madison will be here soon. But yeah, I'm really excited. I will start to work on your virtual solo show pretty soon, Edie, as well. Next week, as well as our collaborative book.
yeah, Albert, you froze.
Sorry? Oh,
Did you
okay.
tell you?
Okay, that's better. Sorry.
Okay. Did you tell them the news already?
No, I'm gonna wait for Madison to get here.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but no,
Yes.
I mean, I'm excited. I'll be working on your virtual solo show as well as
Oh, fun.
the collaborative book will take some time to gestate. Just
Don't
because,
worry. It's fine. No rush.
oh, I do want to slightly rush that one because I do want to have it before our proposal in July. But the book's not that hard. We already have
Oh.
all the images, which is
I
important.
think it is super promising, and I love the title very much.
Well, Bryce and I also had help Chun because Chun had a lot of work on his thesis proposal.
Uh-huh.
He's been having a very tough time in his. He had a rough time in his critiques.
Oh,
Yeah,
we did.
yeah. A lot
Oh.
of his female colleagues think his work is very chauvinistic.
Oh,
And
shoot, no way.
yeah, he
Why?
tried.
Because he's making nudes?
Well, because I think he tried to recontextualize the male gaze, and you just really can't do that
Ah,
very easily.
oh.
And I think they also missed the point about his fantasies of being a female, which
Yeah, I think that's what the work is about, that much more than
yeah,
Yeah.
but I think
how interesting.
the
And
female artists really think he's like pretty sexist, and it doesn't.
It got like misconstrued and
Yeah, so we told him to shift a lot. So
yeah.
Bryce and I had to really work because he didn't get graded very well. Let's just put it that way. So
oh, wow.
So-
Wow.
yeah, so hopefully he'll pass his first year review. We're working
Oh,
hard to make
shoot,
sure.
that bad. But how come they don't help him to focus on because to me, the way I look at his work, it's very much about his desire to be a woman.
I don't
And so
think
it's like a
the thing is,
fantastical thing.
I'm going to be very
So it's
upfront.
normal that he would go into.
Yeah. The thing is, China is one of those artists that works intuitively. He hates reading books, so that's not going to help him with
Mhm.
delving. Like I'm a obsessive book guy, so he's going to not look at stuff with critical theory. But the problem is he needs to engage with it at the MFA program. So he
Oh, yeah.
he's not. I'm going to be honest. He's probably not the best candidate to explain his own work easily without seeming off-putting. And he also grew up in a traditional Korean household, so
I see.
it's not. It makes it really hard for him to delve into a lot of fairly complex gender identity issues. So let me
So you
see
have
if
a lot of
Madison-
steps to go through.
yeah. Let me see if
Mhm.
Madison.
Have
Let me
you
text Madison really quickly.
have you been
Is Patrick coming or not
changing?
today?
No,
Patrick
he
won't be
able
here.
to.
I'm
He's-
sorry,
I
what
think
were you
he's-
gonna say, Bryce?
I was just gonna ask you if you've been thinking more about your layout designs. I liked the photos that you sent so far, but I didn't know if you got like any further or if you've had any other ideas.
Yes, actually, I've been thinking about it, and I came up with an idea that I would like to mix, instead of that I would make the arms with make them like with wood or metal or something, instead
Which
of
would be
buying
really
something
cool.
already made. Yeah, I think it would be much more fun. But I was waiting to talk about it during the meeting to see also what
Okay.
happened with your conversation with Michael last week. Like, how is Michael thinking about because it would be fun that it would integrate somehow, maybe
Yeah,
material
especially
wise.
with everybody being like really kind of sculptural and like that'd be kind of
Yeah.
fun.
I can actually,
Doing, like
Yeah,
having all of those
exactly.
elements connected.
I can kind of show you guys.
Like the making, I was thinking the last thing I thought was to make the setup to put the visual device in, like if it's a pad or a TV or whatever, I don't know what it's going to be. I have to figure this out, but that it would be in a frame that is made of wood with articulated
That's
arms that are
cool.
kind of wood and this, like simple but fun.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking
Actually,
about.
so it's interesting, Michael. We were talking about. I guess we were all discussing about the portal idea, and it's interesting. Actually, we were talking in my collective group about an artist, Nikki. Was it Saint-Phal?
De Saint-Phal. Nikki de Saint-Phal.
Yeah, and she has
Yeah.
a portal sculpture
Hey, hold on.
where you walk into a female uterus.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, it's gigantic. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, let's look for it. It's actually interesting. It's actually a portal, like an actual life-size portal. Let's see. It's actually also famous because it was in a Pedro Almodovar movie. Oddly enough, I think it's all about your mother or something. I remember. I remember seeing it, but it's
It's about it's at the PS1.
Oh yeah, it's, let me send you the link. It's really fascinating. I mean, obviously not what you're doing, but it'll give you an idea of what portals are like in sculptural form. Here it is. This is a link to it.
Yeah.
I think you will find it interesting. I mean, obviously it's tied very heavily to feminist theory, but it's still an idea of entering and framing.
That's enormous. That's huge, but it looks great.
Oh, I know, but it's a portal. It's an idea of like entering something, and the portal, you know, has different, you know, contexts. Like in science fiction, the portal is a gateway to new understanding, bridging.
She made this piece in the 60s. That piece is from the 60s.
Yeah, hard to believe. Like, wow.
13. It's from 66.
Yeah,
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
I know. I mean, it's
So fun.
very, it's fun, but it's also like very intellectually like stimulating as well, because it makes you
True.
really think about the female body, but in a very unusual way. I mean, especially with the anatomical size, you know, being bigger than life size. Okay, cool. Just wait. No worries.
that's great. Lost it. Where is he?
When I
Okay,
left last
Madison
week,
says she has something else she's doing, I think. Okay. Okay, since Madison's not going to be here, so actually, Bryce, you haven't even heard the news either. So this is entirely private. I don't really want this to get out, mainly because the artist in question doesn't really want to make this public until it's actually officially happening. But we have one of our artists actually get into the Whitney ISP.
Whoa.
Yeah, that puts us on, and I'm gonna be blunt, that puts us on a different fucking level at this point. I mean, she's also having a show at Hoyser and Worth in LA. So yeah, I'm just intimidated at this point. I mean, actually, we had an artist through another gallery also at the Nada House this year too. So that means we should be engaging in very, very critical and intellectual things. Like we should never not hold back. I think Satellite really is a way to challenge ourselves, because the Whitney ISP is cutting edge stuff, and they don't care about like sales. They're interested in probing the skirts of critical, you know, art discourse. And I think we should have fun, but also just not really self-censor at this point. Like we should just look and probe these ideas without any qualms at this point. And I feel like we can be unfettered in this case. So
Albert, who is it from the gallery? I forget who you told me it was.
Okay, let's keep this very private, but Stephanie from our gallery. She's actually a graduate from Cal Arts. Actually, the way I know about this is very private, is because Patrick and Stephanie actually met with each other, which is really nice. But it's really, really interesting. So next year, I actually probably, we're going to try for Nada House next year, but I probably will have you and Edie and her in as part of the proposal, which I think will be good. The problem is I want to have these intellectual ideas also show they actually are important in the the commercial part. Because I know now I realize Nada is very much more commercial than I thought, which was a huge blow to me, as well as other people, but it's a learning experience. So I guess Madison, since she's not going to be here today, that's fine. I guess, do you want to show us quickly your sketches?
They're sketches, but I was speaking a lot with Madison actually about ways that we could have the works integrate with one another.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm not
actually, that's pretty awesome. They're
These
also
are super cool.
Those are works of art in themselves.
That's so cool.
sketches, but I mean, Madison and I, we talked a lot yesterday about a way to kind of like conceptually round out the sculptural pieces so that they conceptually work with the show. They also kind of like serve as a segue between the pieces. So they're not just like, I mean, they can be their own standalone sculptures, but I mean, my vision for it is that they can, each one can kind of like frame someone else's piece. Or for example, Patrick, if he does a performance, he could engage with one of them. And I kind of was hoping, you know, that if that was something he'd be interested in, I could actually make one specifically for him. But then Madison and I talked a lot about that we're using, you know, sustainable materials, whether that means that I'm finding pallets on the street or I'm going to find some reclaimed wood. Also that, you know, I suggested maybe pulling out the color aid and, you know, trying to color match some color aid swatches so that I could send the number and the letter codes of the color aid that we can coordinate on color.
That's actually really good
That would
because
be-
that's always been a problem with working apart, you know? So
Together, and I just feel like a unifying part of the works would help to make everything seem really coordinated and not just like a bunch of random stuff in a room.
yeah, that's actually a good
Very
idea.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah.
Kind of like a thinking space. And I don't want to like, you know, I'm not speaking for her. I really hope that she could make it next time and kind of give her perspective.
Yeah, actually that would be good, but we'll wait, no rush. So I think what's really interesting is color is very important. I mean, Joseph Albert's theory of color is still, especially in painting, is still one of the most influential set of ideas for the 20th century. So I think we want to observe that, but we also want to make sure to have fun with it. And I don't know, like I guess we want to kind of also avoid being too formalist, or I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Michael?
I mean, I'm open to anything. Like if you think
Yeah.
that, yeah, if you think that like using color as a way to unify work is too formalist, or you feel like
No, I don't think so. I think that's actually subtle, but I think we just want to have fun too, and I just don't want you to belabor yourself to the point where you're pulling like a close amount of time.
oh, I'm not doing. I'm just going to focus on actually making the structures, and then if there's something that we tie the pieces together as like a secondary element, then
That's good.
the structures, the unifying parts. I mean, I think having them contextualizing or working with the other pieces is enough in itself.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, well, I'm very excited. Those preliminary sketches are really awesome.
Yeah, they look
And
really good.
Thanks.
definitely. I mean, did Madison mention that she wanted to retain her idea from Not a House, or is she going for a completely different thing? I mean, I'll eventually want to look at that shared document where you can enter your proposals, but it's just like, was she thinking about something completely new, or was she wanting to retain the ideas, her gargoyle installation?
She said that she wanted to get kind of like a small, like almost like a kiddie pool, and then like do some stuff with some gargoyles, and then you know,
That's great.
we were talking about also maybe making a bench, but we were trying to
Oh,
make everything kind of like modular and what we like out of materials we can get from Lowe's. So we were thinking cinder block and 2x4s, maybe making like a bench that could be like a thinking space, which seems pretty important, wanted, but he was also very flexible with that, saying we both agree that we should figure out how much space we're going to have before we start talking about benches and pools and, you know.
Yeah. Also, you know, I want to, we're going to submit our application, and I'm probably going to try to call like Satellite. I don't know if they have contact info, but I'm going to ask them about like general pricing for the booths, at least get some sort of historical value. And then we'll go from there. But I think we'd like to go beyond just the basic one, but maybe like 1 or 2 tiers up from that. But the thing is, we also probably want to, I think Patrick is really probably will end up maquetting a lot of the layout too, because Patrick does a really good job with like macro organization in that respect. So it'll be really good. And Patrick, you know, he's just wrapping up finals for Cal Arts at the moment. So I think he'll be here next week, and then we can start. Right now, I mean, we're still in the early stages. I think with May, we'll probably want to slowly like iron out, and I have the shared document for everyone to access. Like just dump like the rudimentary draft of proposals. I mean, we still have some time, like a good, what, 3 months, because I want to turn this in like mid-July to late July. I think, August 1st is the deadline. So yeah, I like to get all those proposals and then we can polish it up, a lot of it next month, in June. So
So
that'll be good.
what's the timeline looking like in terms of like actually fabricating the pieces? Because Madison and I were also talking about having some work that's somewhat similar to my older work being in the background of hers. But I'm just trying to kind of like map.
We'll know probably August. Let me look.
Yeah, they
Sorry.
said
I wish, I mean, their website's cool, but I wish I could figure out, let's see. Okay, yeah, they don't have a phone number, like not I can actually call and say yo, but most likely we'll probably find out like, I guess mid-August or end of August. But I would start planning fabrication before then, regardless, and then just be ready to like execute that, because the fabrication, see, this will coincide with, I don't even have a firm date, but it's going to coincide, I believe, with the Armory show. And the Armory show this year, let's take a look.
It's not September 9th to like
Yep.
the 12th or 13th, right? Because
Yeah.
I remember it was like
yeah.
during 9/11.
Yeah, that's actually a fortuitous time to have the Armory show. But yeah, so you're looking at early September.
okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so sorry that it may seem a little rushed, but that's the time frame we have to deal with, I suppose.
Well, Madison and I had, talked about the primary focus was the standalone sculptures, and that if there's time, then I can think about what would possibly go behind whatever she's doing, and that's not even, we don't even know for certain if that's what we want. So
Yeah, and that's good, because then you both can iron those out as well too. So, but yeah, I think that we're off to a good start, and then you can start dropping like your sketches and drafts into that document. And actually, let me see if I can. Actually, I'm going to start making a folder as well that's shareable and editable to upload the JPEGs. So let me do that as well.
Yeah, I'm on the shared Google document right now, adding more stuff
Okay, let me do
that
this.
we're mentioning so that people who aren't here can look at it, and then
Yes,
just so we don't forget as well. Because
and Bryce, you are actually going to handle like not the curing, because there's not really any curing here, but pretty much the press release writing, if that's all right.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, let me build a folder for this. Sorry, I wish I were more organized. I'm just,
The proposal itself, are we all writing it together?
Yes.
Or are you doing that?
Actually, we're going to, I'm going to like Patrick, I'm going to talk with Patrick, and we're probably all going to write like at least the section, but it'll be edited, because the thing is,
Okay.
there's no limit, unlike Nada, on the size of that document.
So are we thinking more like for maybe like sections for each person's thing, and we'll just do like subheaders, so it'll be like one big document, but then subheaders for like
Yeah.
Edie, Michael, Madison, Patrick.
I think what we need is we'll have 4 subsections, but we'll also have the opening paragraph, and you'll probably, Patrick and you, Bryce, will help me with that.
Yeah.
Is we'll probably have like an intro or something to show that, okay, these aren't just, we're tossing random people into this,
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking. I think that'd work. Because then we can split everybody's actual
Should I
practice
add Alexis
and
to this, or
pieces, like within. Yeah, you can add her.
okay? I just want to make sure because I wasn't sure if she was too busy.
So do you think you're gonna want each person to prepare like a, maybe not a statement, but some kind of, or each team, maybe the team come up with a document?
Actually, I gave you the shared document, so you can actually drop it in there, or if you, okay, I just made a folder that you can, upload into that. So
But yeah,
just-
so I'm assuming we probably want to do that.
yeah, let me,
I just don't know. We could also just do teams, I guess, as well, depending on how much you guys want to
Yeah.
interconnect your stuff. Because Michael and Madison will be pretty connected, and then you and Patrick might be as well. So you guys could just like also do
okay,
teams, and we could just have two subheadings, I guess.
I just
Be great as
moved,
well. So
okay. I just moved that document,
Sounds
the
good.
shared document into our shared folder now. So we can access it, okay? I
Yeah.
just did that.
And
Right.
also I wanted to come back to the idea of the color palette, because I'm not sure that I understood the conclusion. Is that, did you say that you liked the idea or not? Because let's say
No,
that
I like the idea. I just don't want to make this a point of being
a thing, like
too much of a focal point that it just becomes, that
Okay.
it just consumes all the time.
Okay, I
For the
understand. But I
design.
think I think the good aspect of thinking about the color palette is that if there's a certain level of unity, when you look at the picture that I put on the Discord of
Yes.
the two things that I put in there, there's a unity when you walk in, like the room that's all white with the cushion and all this, there's like a feeling that you get, right?
yeah,
And the other room has another feeling. And I don't care about those feelings. It's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm thinking is that there's something that comes out of a kind of not a design space, but a space that's taught, like that we think about. And so let's say in my video, I have some colors. I have the carbon black. I have the green of the guy, and I have the pink character flying. You see, like these are already set up. So I'm not saying that this should determine, but maybe we could pick things out of there. And if it works with your ideas for the fountain, or like the blue of the underwater stuff can fit with a kiddie pool. Like I'm just saying that since we already have a base,
yeah.
I think it's smart to pick up from there without making it a big deal, but just kind of like, if you have a choice, you pick one of any of these guys, and it's going to work because it's going to reply to each other. I like that idea, but I understand that it doesn't need to be like a complicated situation. I think it's actually quite simple.
Yeah, and
But
the good thing is also, Michael, you have the videos for Edie's work that you can look at the colors and see to coordinate even those.
Yes.
And
but
Patrick,
it doesn't need to be the whole palette. It could be just
No,
the dark blue of Iceland at the end.
yeah,
And
we don't want a
some
complete like monochrome, installation. We do want
No,
some variety, but we do also want to make sure we don't end up, pulling the Jason Rhodes. I mean, not that he's bad. It's just that's just overwhelming too much color, for what we're trying to do, for example. But I think
Limiting. It has to be tasteful. It can't the color can't be a primary focus of the actual installation.
no. I mean, we're not, like Alex look, the court's, performances are very color focused. If you look at it, like if that's, we want to really keep a lot of this on the conceptual as well as the materiality, which I feel like those are the two primary elements. Because I guess I envision this as a way of like unifying 4 very different art practices, but yet on that axis of like, there are actually a lot of differences, but there's a lot of similarities. And there's that synergy that goes together in all this.
Yeah. And it's, I see what you're saying about Jason Rhodes. And I think what I'm thinking actually is like, it's almost like going into a more minimalist approach. and even like a whatever fits with your thinking, like the two teams, like we could say, okay, this is a cool, how can I say, like, it's almost like a painting. When you look at a painting, there's like a economy of colors sometimes, and also like a conversation between the colors, and it pops. You can have a dark gray, and then you can have just a little line of neon, like, you don't need to go crazy to make it work.
Just accents, like.
Yes, and I think that because we're working with different material, like Michael is working with wood, and this wood, like from what I understood from what you're doing, sometimes you're using very natural colors, and sometimes I think you also add colors. So your approach is very strong. Like, it's super. I really like it. I really like that, and I think that we can build from there and respond to each other. And if Madison is working with plastic and like this other material that are really completely in another realm, but we can all kind of unify. I think it would be a cool thing to think about it.
Yeah, and I think we want to do something very different than what a lot of the other satellite booths I've seen.
Yeah.
Which tend to be, I have to admit, I love it, but it's also very decorative palettes.
Yeah.
A lot of pastels, bright colors. I kind of want us to really focus on the environmental aspect, which I think is very important, because the conceptual drive is going to be the strongest thing that we want to present in our booth. Yep. I'm very excited. It's just also like, I think there's something that we want to forge together, but we don't want to cobble it together last minute type thing. And I think we want some spontaneity, but the spontaneity will also be restrained in this case as well. So,
or just refined. The spontaneity can
yes. Yeah, and I know, Michael, you're very playful, but you're also very highly refined, and that craftsmanship is key. And Edie, great find on the swiveling monitor thingy. I mean, getting the monitors there, I don't know, do we just want to get the monitors in New York if we get it?
Well, what I'm gonna do is to make sure that I got exactly what I need. I'm gonna probably get the monitor here so that I can test the whole thinking. And then depending on what's like the conclusion that I'm gonna get to, I will either make sure that I have them there, because my son's gonna probably be there too, so I can ship stuff to his place.
That's actually good.
It's so very, I was thinking of making like a mock-up, or yeah. And so that's why now I'm really I really like the idea of the wood like post and all that stuff. So I think I would be pretty I want to plan it ahead. Like, I want that we all that if I propose something that they're like, yeah, we like that, and I can make it,
I mean, this might be bad. I remember as a kid, so like in my old parents' house, I remember the countertops had this faux laminate sticker to cover the counters that look like wood, and I was just like, do we want to cover those posts like to sort of resemble or the simulacra of like Michael's potential wood use in this case? I don't know. That's
I think that's very cool. I mean, it's funny you say this, because Glenn, he's an architect, my husband, and right now on his table in his office, he has all these samples of covered wood and finish and stones, and the color palette is so, I think I should show it to you because it's super cool.
And it's interesting because
I'm gonna show it to you.
Go ahead. But I mean, what's really interesting, the history of wood as both, well, it's been used as a painting support as well as a sculptural material.
Yeah.
But it's funny how often it gets hidden because it's just covered with pigment or something over it. So it's kind of nice to actually have natural wood seen again,
Yep. But again, that really, it's, I'm just talking about this because I see it and I like that, but I'm totally open, right? So, but I'm just going to show you some of the.
Wow. He has more swatches than I have. West Elm sofa, like fabric.
He's finishing a house right now. I don't know what I'm showing to you. So this
doesn't matter. I love it.
Full finish of some of the wood veneers. But I mean, I'm not,
Dang.
this is super sophisticated because it's like a.
Oh, well, and not only that, you also have Bryce, who is a former ex-architectural major. Just as
Oh,
a,
okay.
so
Yeah.
now he's like
So
eyeing and stuff.
but I'm not saying we should do this, but I'm just saying
Hmm.
that I think about that stuff, even if
Yeah.
now I made a video, so I'm completely in a different realm, but this is about material. This is about,
Yep.
either wood or it could be fabric. So, but we don't need, it doesn't need to be that large. We're gonna,
No.
I think we're gonna simplify this a lot, so.
Yeah.
Definitely. And
I
I
was thinking about just putting, or it's basically just kind of a mounting system and
Yeah.
framing for your screens. But one thing I was thinking is like, what if you just found like old like items or wood and just like repurpose them or like tore them
Yes.
apart?
I like that a lot. Yes.
Like
absolutely.
that'd be super cool,
I had
and
this
it's
terrible idea.
sustainable because it's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
thrown away and stuff anyway, so you might as well like reuse it for something, you know?
Yeah, and just attach the visual to it. I attach
Uh-huh.
the like like found frames or found. Yeah, I like that totally. I think that's
I had a worst idea possible. Like actually, after I saw your swivel, I was thinking instead of buying the swivels, if we had like lots of time, we would have like these big trunks from like leftover trees, like flotsam, and then they would swivel the monitors.
Shit, I love that.
Yeah,
That would be
but that would
cool.
take too much time to fabricate for the time frame. But
Oh,
I
I
think,
love
and
it.
then Michael would have like, oh my gosh, that would have been cool, like monitor like mounts that
Tree
are made of
trunk.
like tree trunk. And
Oh God, I like that.
that's terrible idea because that's just so time consuming and broccoli absurd, but it would be cool because it would fit with the idea. And the permafrost thing is really important. People really don't think about it because the problem is we tend to not, we become very specialized
Yep.
as a species. So we forget looking at the big picture. And I think I want to embrace a lot of that generalist thing, you know?
Well, actually, the idea of the permafrost, we could also, instead of installing the visual device in wood things, they could be in dirt, like they could be in a permafrost-like system. That's another,
Oh, okay. Yeah, Michael, I think you and Madison have a really great synergy. I mean, both of you have done furniture. So, I mean, and you got to work a lot with each other. So you hopefully vibed on.
Really much furniture.
I hope it worked out well because I just had that thought that it would, because of both of you have backgrounds that are shared in that respect. So.
Yeah. We had a really good chat yesterday. She just sent a message to the Discord. I don't know. Have you guys read it, or would you like me to reach
No,
out?
actually, that'd be great. I'll take a look at it really quickly too.
I can't make today's meeting, but Michael and I had an excellent FaceTime visit yesterday. I'm very into the gargoyle fountain idea still, and I'm going to modify it so Michael and I are using an overlapping material palette. We were thinking about alternatives to wood due to price and sustainability. Although I will say I'm still thinking about using wood, just using reclaimed wood. She said she's also considering a seating area or a thinking space, which is what we were talking about with the bench. But she's saying found sitting devices from New York City dumpsters, or maybe I will make a plexiglass bench filled with faux permafrost, more glacial imagery, or something IDK. Do we know exactly when the fair is, which we already touched on? Their website says to be determined. She said if she's in Connecticut by that time, it might open a lot more possibilities. She said Michael can elaborate more on what he's thinking, but we ended our conversation with the thought of him making pieces that would act like a viewfinder, also giving Patrick options / objects to potentially interact with for his performance. She envisions a serene and dystopian grotto in a large draped white tent with Edie's glacial videos, which I think sounds pretty great.
Actually,
Yeah,
that's kind of beautiful because
Perfect.
we do like the idea of the organic, but it's like the idea of a dystopia is always never going to be fully like this negative doom thing, you know? and I'll tell you the truth. My idea of like this dystopia is there's always going to be an implicit utopia behind it. And it's kind of weird. Like a lot of people think I'm very melancholy and pessimistic, which I do manifest a lot. But actually, be honest, a lot of my heart is really spiritual and very embedded towards what is going to be very positive. And I think that's a good idea. Like I think we're not Pollyannas here, but I think we also are realistically thinking like, if we don't really think in the framework that the Earth can actually keep on functioning without our existence on this planet, that's a dystopia of sorts, but it's a utopia as well. And it's kind of bad because we just ain't going to be around. But it's like nature can still sustain itself without us. And it's just we really have to think of ourselves because, I mean, we're very intelligent as species, but also very self-destructive because we tend to, a process of reification in the Marxist sense is that we are very narrow and focused, especially if it's very capital driven. So, but yeah, Madison wrote something that just kick ass, and I'm really glad that she consolidated that. But
do we know what Patrick's performance is going to be like?
that's going to be that's something I do not know. But Patrick's also like very skilled. He knows how to interact the performance. I do want something. He's going to be here next week, so hopefully we'll get some sort of clear idea. But I'm very excited. Whatever he comes up with, I think will fit well. I don't think he's going to actually have any real pieces. That's my guess. So that will probably give us some more physical room. Also keep the booth focused. But I think it's important too that I'm going to nudge Patrick gently towards his performance because sadly enough, I really begin to feel very like thinking that Nada really doesn't care. I mean, they have galleries that have performance, but I don't think their fair really wants to center around that as much as I thought. So I think Satellite is kind of more where that Patrick can really become heavily experimental and exploratory because Nada's not. I hate to admit it, especially I think it's a fairly generally very conservative art environment. I begin to start looking at the fairs that are out now, and it's just they're stuck on painting again. And not that's a bad thing because I love painting, but it's just that's a safe harbor for a lot of people. And sculpture setup surprisingly is sad. I think a lot of those very experimental sculptures and installations have been forsaken, particularly for the last 2 years as COVID. So I think it's good that Satellite, we want to make this as experimental, as cutting edge as possible. But also, we want to make it accessible to the general public, which it's a fine balance. But I'm very confident we can do this very well. So.
I agree.
Well, thank you so much, honestly, for being supportive. Go ahead.
Did you hear Madison's thing in the Discord? That Michael was saying.
Yeah, I just skimmed over it. So
it was really, really good, and I do really like that idea, and I like the white tent idea. I think.
Yeah, and actually, New Haven's actually good for scraps.
Yeah, that'd be so cool if she just like took stuff out of New York dumpsters and everything like that.
Yeah, she has to be sort of careful because there are regulatory things. They've been busting people for getting just even food, but I think she can probably do it better there because it's such a huge place rather than Salt Lake, where the police, unfortunately, here tend to be overly attentive.
What I would recommend is just for her to ask and be like, "Can I just go through your garbage?" Because technically, garbage is private property until like.
Yes, even if it's especially if it's on a corporate like thing. But Madison's smart. She knows what to do. Yeah. I trust her. I mean, that's why you're all artists. I'm not an artist. So, but I mean, yeah, it's just been really crazy. Just so you know, because I'm also this summer I'm working on my honors thesis and starting to like really put that together, which is very emotionally very difficult especially with the topic. So I really appreciate your guys' patience that I'm trying to like juggle a lot. And also Bryce is taking some wacky courses this summer. I don't know how you're going to survive it, but we'll pray. You
Yeah.
can do your population sociology. Fine. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think, yeah, this proposal, the good thing is we don't have a page limit. We don't want to overwhelm the committee, but I think a good 5 to 6 pages. I don't know, is that too long? Or because we want to be detailed. Like, I just don't want to like scrap like 1 page or 2 pages. I think it's important to delineate what we're really trying to do. Because I'm not to say that the other booths look scrappy, but I feel like some of it, like maybe some of those booths were like last minute, like they just, but also, you know, it's not just galleries that are in it. There's like, you can be a single artist and apply for satellite as well. So, I mean, they have collectives, they have different things. But I think for our version in New York, we want a good, you know, balance between the spontaneity and being polished. And I think I think we're going to have a very good document where I feel like we can explain what we're trying to do and our objectives there.
Yep. I'm thinking then, I think I really like the idea of using recyclable material or.
I like sustainability. That is our
Yeah.
main
Yeah.
topic.
So I think, so then I think I'm gonna scrap all the image that I put in the sense of the arms and all that stuff, forget all this. And I think it's more of an integration of like maybe a palette or a box, and you put the visual inside, like, you know, something very, yeah, super
I mean,
recycled.
I mean, the question is, are we going to still use the monitors? Like I assume we're going to still use the monitors for the video.
I would say yes, just for the purpose of communication, because otherwise you would project.
What about
Yeah,
instead
you
of
would
getting new
if-
monitors, we go for monitors that have been donated, and they don't even have to be matching monitors. I mean, if
Like they're like recycled, like,
yeah,
but
like go check a school in LA. I'm pretty sure LA, there's a ton of places that just don't want monitors anymore. Like, I want to make that part a little bit more DIY and very less formalistic, but it has the video, which is very formalist in that sense.
Yep. That's kind of fun. I mean, I don't have a problem. There's a problem. The thing is that I'm not technical. Like, I'm not a technical.
Actually, that's
wizard.
better. That's better.
No, I am
Actually,
very not.
we don't want technical. I mean, your NFT is very untechnical, which I love.
I know, but the thing is that if I have to figure out how to show this, I mean, don't have a problem to integrate it with wood and boxes and dirt and whatever. That's not a problem. But that the monitor connects and plays the thing, you know, like, yeah, this I have, this I'm kind of like, oh, okay. So if we're going for an old style, you know, which I think is really a good idea, actually, to repurpose or reuse.
Yeah, I mean, I think was it Nam June Pike has a lot of those ideas. I think
Yeah.
what I remember, he had a Buddhist, like a Buddhist statue looking at television that looked very scrappy, but
Oh yeah.
but I love that.
Well, I know that he used in the time he used television from the era, and I don't know how he plugged all of these in, and they were all showing the same thing at the same time.
But the question is, we can project. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. But no, I'm thinking, do we want to use a laptop to project, or do we just want to run it off like some sort of media player? I mean, obviously, we have to make sure nobody's going to walk away with whatever media player. That's the only concern. But I mean, if we hide it in something, I think the media player. So we probably want to test that part.
Well, it's also a question of size of the monitor or the media player, or
that
where.
Part I wouldn't know.
Like, are we looking at a small, like, you know, too small thing this big, or if
I think we want to get like a decent size, because yours, I mean, your work does require a lot of attention to that detail, and if you're going like the size of a index card there, it's just really hard to discern much.
Yeah, it's true. So so we're talking like
yeah, but not too epic, because I mean, not because of the booth size, but I really think we want people to really like connect with the work intimately, and the thing is, I just having gone to a lot of video art.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've gone religiously to the ICA Philadelphia, like when I was living there religiously, like it was a Sunday ritual for me. But I like their video work's cool, but I also found that sometimes the presentation was like you're not really engaged because you can detach because it's just like overwhelming. And you're just saying they're fixated on just being mesmerized rather than that. And I think keeping it a decent size, like even just like 13-inch or 15-inch.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I have a small monitor, like an old TV that I have in my studio that's been getting covered in wood dust.
Oh, I think that we'll check it
Oh,
out.
good.
Yeah.
We'll get 2 of those and then we're set.
Do you have a
basically.
picture of it?
I'll take one. I'll stop by the studio this week and I'll send it to the Discord. It must be maybe like this big by this big.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
perfect.
you can use it. You can plug in anything in there to play.
Oh, yeah. Does it have HDMI input? Or yep, that's all that we need, and we're good to go. I mean,
I'll it has it and I'll send a picture to the Discord. So
the thing
Okay.
about the
Yeah,
thing
that'd be
about
good.
so the thing about satellite I just noticed is that unlike Nada, which I found out to be very strict, like they don't want you substituting work at the last minute, or like having your proposal not match what you're showing in the booth. Satellite is probably very loose in this respect, which I
I think
like.
so.
And
Yeah.
I like that a lot better. I tend to be more DIY. So I think with the like even whatever we can come up with monitors, I think it'll be good. And especially we want to look at sustainability. Like we just have a lot of electronics everywhere.
Love it.
So
Yeah.
I think it's super cool. Yeah, I could go to an electronic shop and say, okay, show me what you got and pick,
Yeah.
or I
And
mean, pick
even if they
13 and
have-
another thing, and that's it. Like we're like not actually D-tech, low tech, like go the other way. So because it
actually,
makes sense.
Edie, you could probably have your son look around. I mean,
Yes,
he's-
I was thinking about that.
I
Yes.
mean, I don't know if there's pawn shops, but I think there's a lot of pawn shops around where he's at.
Oh, no,
right?
I'm gonna put him on the job right away, actually, because he's a Tisch NYU film school guy.
That's what
so
I meant. Oh
he's gonna
yeah.
love that. He's gonna go, Mom, I'm gonna find something.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
my
it's great. It's
gosh.
good. But I like this direction a lot. I think it's
Yeah.
very,
So
yeah.
Madison, I think, is going to do a slightly modified version of the NADA proposal, which is good. I didn't want that to go to complete,
Mhm.
nothingness there.
Hey,
Also, it's really hard too because Madison works large scale and she hasn't really. I haven't seen her like actually do something for some time. Mainly, I mean, at least her website hasn't shown it because it's just really hard with COVID. Being under a lockdown to make something.
she took a break during COVID, and that she's just very eager to she's excited to go back to school, and that it's going to be good to make new work, and that she's looking at this this as an opportunity to kind of like get started before.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I really am excited because I really think like she's on the cutting edge of like sculptural practice. I mean, I'm also very excited because Yale is it's a very good school, and so it'll be very good to see how it transforms. Because I want to try again with her work for NADA again, when hopefully we can get a little more established history. It's really sad because I really think I think NADA has one thing I think they really like, and I know this is kind of may seem discriminatory, but they like MFA graduates, not people in the midst of the program or before the program. Because I just looked at all the artists they featured, and obviously they're pretty storied. Some of these artists are like in Museum of Modern Art and stuff like that. And our gallery is like very capable of doing this. And I know we're not based in a big city, but I think that's good. I think we unify not just as a gallery, but as people who are friends, people that care each other as a community. And it's a very weird way to be a gallery, but I think it's important because I feel like a lot of galleries just kind of are. You show up at a job, it's like very corporate, and I want to avoid that. I think this is a good way to explore new ideas. I mean, that's where the fertility of the ideas.
I very much agree with you, because being in another gallery, the other way that things work, it's very disconnected between the artists. Like this is so cool that we talk and we're
Yeah,
trying.
but I want this to be like sort of like Fluxus.
Yeah.
The Fluxus for the 21st century. I know this weird big. In fact, I don't. When people tell I'm an art dealer, I bristle at that because I'm not an art dealer. I'm not. Dealers suggest like Card Shark from Vegas. I'm not that. You know, I'm not interested in speculation. I really want to use this as I see office space as a laboratory for visual and interdisciplinary experiments. Some will work, some will fail, but that's just the nature of art practice, you know. And that's great. You know, I know Edie, you're with, you know, a very important LA gallery, and that's awesome. And it's just we want to go like multiple directions. And I
Yeah,
mean,
it's just different. It's just different, but that's exactly it. It's just I like your approach because I think there's a need for that type of approach. I don't think there's that many galleries that go for the conceptual first and then jumps in the pool when, like, you know, for his satellite and all this.
but
And I
there's
think
nothing wrong with
great.
like enjoying craft and aesthetic. Like
No,
it's
no.
important to have that.
It's just
but-
different. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I still like things that look pretty too. Don't get pretty in the sense of like in quotes, because that's again very highly subjective. And but I'm really excited. I think this is going to be a great experiment. And I do want I'm going to have Chun come up hopefully and try to document a lot of this. Maybe even Allison, because they're photographers. I mean, I'm going to obviously take photos because I'm going to be there too, but it'd be nice to have some sort of, you know, lots of documentation for what we're doing. So, and plus you guys can use it for your website, which would be awesome. Michael, so how are things otherwise with your studio? Are you trying to do other shows, or just, I know you were
Oh, you froze
working a
again.
lot. Oh, sorry.
Albert, you
Yeah.
froze. Can you repeat what you said?
Oh, I said, how's your art studio doing, like practice-wise, outside of this? Are you, you know, doing other shows, or?
You cut out for like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
cut a little bit.
Sorry. Killing internet bad. Wonky.
What did you ask?
Okay. Is this better now?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, how's your art studio doing, Michael? Are you looking at other shows as well, or like you're just simply just making stuff at the moment?
So I actually have, I guess it's like an announcement. I'm going to be in a publication called Space on Space.
Oh, wow.
It's only the second like publication. It just started. I think it was like last year. But they're really cool. They have a lot of great artists. They're going to send a list of everybody who's featured, but I had a friend who was featured last year, and me and my partner are going to be featured in this year. So it's pretty cool. I just found out the other day that I'll be in it. So I'm not sure when the release date of that is. I just found out on Friday.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah, when you get more details, you know, send me more, you know, information so I can post in the gallery news.
And then, so I'm actually slotted to be part of a show in Philly at the Works on Paper Gallery. It was supposed to be.
Oh, I love that gallery. Oh my God.
Yeah, the guy, Evan, I've had a couple conversations with him. He was actually supposed to come to my studio for a visit. He and I were talking about maybe setting up some sort of relationship between the two of us. But then COVID happened, and, you know, there was a lot of unrest in Philly, so it was really difficult.
Yeah.
So we haven't spoken since then, but I was supposed to be in the Works on Paper Codex Project show for next year, which would be year 3 for that project.
Yes.
Typically, it's Strathmore has teamed up with a group of artists that were Philly based, and they have a program where each artist has a Strathmore sketchbook and has to fill it, and then it's 30 artists and their books.
That's awesome.
I was going to be in year 3, but someone actually kind of pulled out last minute. They unfortunately were diagnosed with cancer. So the guy who organizes it had said, hey, you know, if by August, you know, if by August you're pretty far into your book, you could be a part of year 2. So I'm kind of on the fence because my drawings are very detailed and they take a lot of time. So I'm going to see how it goes over the next couple months. I might be in the Works on Paper Gallery show this year.
Yeah.
Next year, but either way, I'll be in the Space on
Okay,
Space.
well, if there's anything you need help from us as a gallery, please ask, you know. I know
Thank-
some of the artists like to be hands off, but we're here to be supportive. You know, if you need it, we don't want to be intrusive either. So,
Well,
um,
maybe the only thing I could think of is like maybe if I do finish the book in time for it to be this year, or even if it is next year, maybe we could just do like a digital exhibition of the drawings.
I would love to do it. Actually, I like doing virtual exhibitions, not because it's a cop out, because I really do think that we're going to be in a very hybrid world post COVID. Just look at what happened to India. I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen. So I got to, we have a big ass physical space, but we don't know if like some disaster will beset us again.
I
So
would
it's,
do some sort of digital exhibition, like
oh
obviously
yeah.
I planned, but I would like to hopefully maybe like get something in by the end of 2021, just that I can round out.
Yeah.
the
Is there anything that we can do? Like, can you send us something? And then Edie's actually starting off with a virtual exhibition with us, and she already finished because I got to do that this week now that I'm free of finals, except for I kind of want some grades turned in, but I think some of them will be very slow. But yeah, that'll be great. I would love to get a show for you. Yeah, just tell me when, and then I'll put it on a docket for virtual. I'm thinking, I don't know, would October be good to December?
I feel like I already have like 10 edited scans of drawings, and I think I just scanned, my
Okay.
partner and two more, and
I mean, the
then
reason I say October is because October 7th is my birthday, and to have show your work would be a good birthday present.
oh, well, that would be awesome. Yeah, I think up by October I could have.
Yeah, that'd be great. And you don't have to send the drawings. Also, Michael, we are actually also working on digital works on paper where their artists are sending JPEGs and we print the work for them, which if you actually ever engage in that kind of thing.
I
But
do iPad drawings sometimes.
yeah, but they're like digital, like they exist as a digital and then we actually bring it to reality here. So it makes it easier because you don't have to ship the work. Also, it's a chance for people that to show their digital chops, because some stuff, the thing is we like being on, like, we like traditional stuff, but we also like cutting edge stuff and we want to embrace all modes, and it's just, but I think also like we'll see how, like, by that time, if we get sent to satellite, that's done the early part of September, so that frees us up a lot because we're not in Miami. Actually, to be in full disclosure, Edie and I are part of a different collective, or we're a collective together called I Found You, and we're thinking about doing like satellite Miami. So we'll be potentially maybe busy with that, and in that case, I'm hands off because I'm actually making art for that, which will be fun. It's always fun to be the curating and also still make art at the same time. I enjoy it, and but Bryce, thanks for helping us out on that, because I think you'll be good. You'll enjoy writing the press release for this. So
Yeah, I'm excited for this. Edie, did you see my chat?
I'm sorry, where?
It's just in
Here?
the chat.
Okay, oh yes, I see
Yeah.
this. Yes, I like that idea too, of a projector.
Like sometimes you can just get old ones, or like schools, once they start getting outdated, they just, or like universities, they kind of like
then I have
just
to
send them to a
transfer,
random.
I would transfer the video to film.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's funny.
So like, I mean, they have like, I don't know, it'd just be interesting,
Yep.
So, but I mean, it doesn't matter either way. Just like see what ends up happening with what kind of
Yeah,
pops up in New York when your son goes
exactly.
looking, or if you're just in and around LA and all of a sudden just happen to see something old or
Yes.
something that's cheap or whatever, just in a store, or
Yeah,
schools trying to get rid of something, because they do a lot of that where they just kind of try to get rid of
I know.
different things, whether it's really, really old projectors, sometimes even just regular digital projectors. Like after so long, they only like
Yeah,
they keep them for only a few years and then they like
that's true.
upgrade the models. So
Yeah, I think that's cool. It's fun to actually think about it as the repurposing thing, because then you can go in all sorts of you know,
Yeah.
backward in all sorts of ways to do this. So yeah, I like that.
So,
I
and I
think the
think the
idea is
spontaneity
basically,
would be kind of fun as well, because it's just kind of like, oh, well, we found
hello.
this, so let's just do it.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
Madison,
I like that.
Hey,
Bryce.
Madison, can you hear us?
Hi, I'm just coming in for a second to say,
Okay. Oh yeah, I have some big news, and this is
what is
private.
it?
Do not tell anyone, okay? I'm not even sharing with that many people in the gallery. So one of our artists just got accepted into the Whitney ISP.
Wow. That's
So it makes me very nervous. That means our gallery is actually doing critical shit that's like on the level. We're gonna have a solo show for her too, but she's also gonna be at Hoyser and Worth, so in LA as well. So, but I also want to emphasize your work is kick-ass too. I want to get you in the Whitney ISP now, but
everyone's work is chaos.
I know, but I'll just leave it privately. But that's anyway. I love your idea. This is just something really awesome. Like, you know, I'm really excited because Michael and you just, well, first of all, you share the same first letter of your names together, Eminem. M&M's? No, bad idea. Okay, I shouldn't say that. I'm terrible. But no, I think it's a great idea to integrate. And I think the color palette idea is actually very important, as long as we don't make it like too much of the focal point where it's just people obsess over the color. Because I think this is just my opinion, but I'm thinking we want to keep looking at the theme of the environmental as well as the materiality, which I think is going to be exciting because we're all working with different materials, but it's going to mesh together, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. I think that sounds awesome.
Yeah, and it's just, I think one of the biggest challenges is like we're all like, this is hard because we don't live in the same area, except for Bryce and me, and I'm a former guy that used to live in Philly. But so it's, I feel really, thank you for doing this. Honestly, Patrick's by the way not here this week because he's actually in finals at Cal Arts, so he's busy trying to survive those, and they're brutal.
And I'm sorry I got to dip out now, but it was good to see you.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Be drive safe, okay?
Bye.
Bye,
Okay.
everyone.
See
bye,
ya.
Madison.
See you, Madison. But no, I think this is really fairly important. Yeah, I think we got great ideas. I think, yeah, if we can, the color idea is really good. I think the question is, you mentioned you were thinking about getting as that, you know, color swatches or the Pantone, I guess.
Color aid.
Color aid, yeah, color aid. We don't need to worry about that with Edie stuff, right? Like, because you can just eyeball that, right? If you want.
It really wouldn't matter anyway, because if you're thinking about it, like the color that it is on whatever monitor you're editing it is not going to be the same as whatever color you're either projecting it, or you get it's either going to be warmer or cooler anyway. So, I mean, we're going to have to kind of like work with what we've got with that. But there's nothing we can really do until we show up. So
yeah, and to be honest, I'm not picky because my idea is if it isn't so like majorly distractive, then we're good there, you know. And but I'm really excited. I think this is definitely the way to go. I think we should start populating like the document, our shared document, which I just put in the folder, and then adding images. I mean, it's good that we're sharing in Discord, but I think also we want to start working on crafting that document, and then that will give us some time to like finagle that together, which I want to start. I don't know, Bryce. Let's wait until after your trip, because you're going on a trip after our Park City retreat.
Yeah.
So we'll start working on that. Well, you'll be back from that trip, May 26 or 28?
I'll be back like the 31st.
31st. Okay, so we'll work on that June, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, but you have access to the document because you said you bring your laptop. So.
Oh, me? Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm on the document right now, so.
Okay, so you can work on it while you're there.
Tasks like Michael to send sketches.
Okay.
Of the sculpture, and picture of the monitor for Edie, and then Edie's gonna start looking for display options.
Yep.
So that's
Exactly.
just kind of the simple task that I have that I just put down in the document now.
Okay, fabulous.
Well, guys,
Yeah.
great
Okay.
talking.
Perfect.
Well, thank you, Michael, and say hi to your partner for us, honestly.
Thanks.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm very excited. Thank you again. And yeah, Michael, as soon as you find out more about the publication, your artist out, please email so I can update the gallery news, because we're very proud of you. So we want to make sure to keep up with what you're doing adventure wise, you know?
I'll send you some info, and I'll also update you about the Works on Paper gallery situations.
Yes. And then we want to start also planning your virtual show for the end of year. That'll be good.
I'll send you some images. I already have on my desktop for what I already
Yeah,
have.
no rush, no rush. I think ideally we'll be on time to get done with the satellite thing, and then that will free us some time to work on in-gallery stuff. So thank you again.
Perfect.
Yep.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Take care, man.
Bye. So are you staying on, or are you?
I am. I'm staying on until like you feel like things are resolved. Yeah. So I think yeah. So we can assign Mario to
Marlo.
Marlo. We'll assign Marlo to look for things, start looking for things in New York.
Yeah,
And,
but he's finishing up, so he won't be free. He won't be able to do it right away. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to start that even here in LA.
Oh, yeah.
But I think he will be the best person to do this. I'm gonna put him on the job for sure.
Yeah, and I don't
yeah.
think you really want to ship stuff because it would save.
No.
I think it's just cheaper, and also it's just
Yeah.
much better because I kind of want to make this like we scrapped New York to get this.
Yeah.
Because
That's
you know,
a good idea.
and Martin was already like strategically easily there,
Oh,
close
he's
to where
always he thrift
satellite.
shopping. He thrift shops all the time. That's his big thing. He loves thrift shopping.
He's
So
also close because he can scope
yeah,
the area. Once satellite announces where it's really going to be. Now, if
Yeah.
it's going to be in the Pfizer
oh,
building,
he could go check it out for us.
that's what I meant.
Oh,
We could-
totally.
Yeah,
Yes.
we could have ask him to
Great idea.
Actually, we'll have a Zoom call and he can video for us.
That's a great idea.
If he's fine with that.
Oh,
you
he
know?
will be. He's gonna love doing that. He's applying to work at PS1 as an intern.
Oh yeah.
So he's
I mean,
totally-
does he actually have an interest in like? I mean, I know he's majoring in film. Does he have an interest in video art or maybe?
Oh yes,
even-
he's doing animation. He's finishing an animation right now.
Does he want to like maybe potentially next year when we do satellite again to show in our booth too?
Oh, you would probably love that, of course. Yeah.
I mean, let's wait and see how it goes this year. you know?
Okay. That's cute. That's very nice. He's doing an animation right now. That's very cool. I really like it. And he's,
I mean, I love animation. And,
it's fun. It's very
yeah,
fun what
cool.
he's doing. It's super
And-
cool. Yeah, that would be awesome. You would love that. That would
yeah,
be-
that'd be great. But yeah, what we'll do is as they announce stuff, because I think satellite doesn't even really know yet,
yeah.
because I gather from Andrea, the lockdown in New York's ending in July anyway. So
Okay.
so I think satellite's kind of waiting for that official announcement when
To figure it out. They didn't announce where. That's what you're saying, right? They didn't.
yeah,
didn't
I
say
mean,
that.
because satellite's been on hiatus, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
so they didn't have anything last year. So, and they're very much not going to be virtual, like
Yeah.
not a lot of the big art fairs went virtual because they
Oh, yeah.
did not, they want to keep their revenue stream, and satellite's different because they want hands-on DIY thing.
But they're all switching back to real now. I mean, even
I think so. I mean, the galleries
yeah.
are doing that too. I mean,
Oh yeah, everybody's opening up, and it's all kind of moving forward. So I
well, a
think
lot of us have been vaccinated. I mean, is LA pretty vaccinated? Or?
totally. LA is opening back June 15th. That's back on. We're on.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, yeah, June 15th, which is super exciting. I can't wait. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's nice.
Even now, I mean, people are, if you're double vaccination, you can walk without the scarf, without the mask.
I don't know. I still like wear it regardless because
Yeah,
I
me
just
too,
don't,
actually.
I still
Yeah.
don't want to infect anyone regardless. I mean, just,
Yeah. Yeah,
that
it's
would
kind
be
of,
bad.
yeah.
but I don't think I will have like COVID on me anyway. So I'll wait and see what the CDC
Yeah.
recommend. By the way, Luis's first show, congrats. I'll say congrats to him because it got featured in Art Forum as
I know,
We'll
it's so
see.
cool. Federico is actually from New York. He's in New York, the artist. And it's a huge animation project, huge,
Yeah,
amazing.
what's next on the slate for his next
I don't
upcoming
know.
shows?
I have
Uh,
no idea. I don't know.
I know. I just hope, cross my fingers. Hopefully, maybe next year he'll show your work again.
Yes, I'm supposed to see him. We're supposed to get together. So
Yeah,
it's just,
that,
it was just, they did the new gallery in 5 weeks. So it was really intense.
yeah, but
They
that's
were
just the physical
overwhelmed.
part. Don't forget, there's all the logistics of the behind the scenes too. That's
Totally
probably more than the 5 weeks. That's more.
huge, huge.
It could
Yeah,
be 5 months. I mean, Louis has a lot more than. We're lucky because we have a fixed place that's already
Yeah.
big.
yeah.
I mean, poor Bryce. We got to figure out how to hang those big paintings.
Oh, I was wondering,
Yeah.
do you have a monitor? Do you want to show video or not?
Yeah, we'll show video. We have lots of TV sitting.
Because I have the other video. Did you see the video about the Egyptian reality, the reality and Egypt and stuff like that?
No, you have to post that in
Oh,
the.
okay.
Discord.
I'm gonna post it on Vimeo and I'll send it to you as a link.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Is that what
short,
you're, is that what
but
you're thinking about for the exhibition in the gallery then, along with the sculpture and stuff?
well, it could be because I was just thinking if you have the monitor that's installed, you could show that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. There. By the way, speaking of that, huge breakthrough. I read the news that we found the first actually provable pregnant mummy.
Yeah, I saw
Yes,
that.
yes, I saw that. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Well, I mean,
know.
I feel bad because
The poor
mom,
baby. Yeah,
the
I know
poor
it's
mom's
crazy,
dead
right?
too. But it's really like wow. And actually, there was a theory that was actually a mistake intentionally in bearing, like she wasn't because it was not the royal. So
Oh no.
they misidentified, but
Oh.
it's still interesting. Regard. I
Very
mean, there's,
good.
but you can't really predict. Like you can't really. And that's funny because Bryce, I think you'll be excited to write the press release because this is like archaeological, anthropological show as well.
Well, actually, I have to send you the video because the video touch about a lot of different things. It's more
Yeah.
about the reality. So, but
Yes.
I think you're gonna dig it. I'm gonna send it
Yeah.
to you. Okay.
Yeah,
I showed it only to a few people. Oops, there's a bunch of
Yay!
dogs.
That's okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, that's great. I have to run too, but
Yeah, me too.
I know exactly. I have an idea in my mind now for the installation of the monitor or whatnot. It's really fun. So
Well, thank
we're
you
gonna
for
have time.
thank you
yeah.
for doing that.
But
for sure.
yeah, send me that video, and then
Yeah.
me and Alexis will be probably team working with you
Yes.
because Alexis is going to be free now,
And she's
we're
going to
gonna
prepare to go to
do,
Scotland. She's moving to Scotland.
Your solo for the summer.
Yeah.
That's going to be in the physical space, and you'll love her because she also loves anthropology and like a lot of the classics and archaeology. So that'll be really good.
Nice. That's super exciting.
So we'll like all three of us will work together, and that should be really fun. I think that show's going to come together really well. So
Okay, that's very cool. So the show that you're thinking about that's my show that pops up, right?
yeah,
Show that. Okay, cool. That's
you're because you're doing a sculpture that you're gonna just like put in a box, right? And then
Exactly.
all you need to do
Yeah.
is just unfold it or whatever.
It's a shippable exhibition. But right now I have to finish the book for the show at SVA, and after I do that, then I'm
Yeah.
gonna.
Oh, actually, I'm in that same show, but I have it a little
Yeah.
easier because it's being fabricated in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I know. But your
Which-
piece is really good, by the way. I thought
I really like painting. I have to admit, I really, although I did have that breakthrough in photography, I want to go to more interdisciplinary because I want to do both. I'm sorry, but I really
whatever, do both, no
but
problem.
the thing is the paintings are just incredible because I never really until now could figure out how do you merge, because I'm a computer guy,
Yeah,
the,
yeah, yeah.
the analog and the digital. Because
Yeah.
the problem is if you do like really super digital, like it's cool, but there's not I don't feel like necessarily there's easily an emotive aspect.
Yeah.
And in fact, digital always implies like, it's like kind of like sterile and like just
Yeah, it's not what you're doing.
no, but I really want that. I want those gesture because the
Yeah.
thing in processing, it's still a gesture. I'm just moving
Yeah,
the brushstrokes that are shaped. That
I
are
like that a lot.
Yeah,
It
and it's
works.
gestural. But it's just really hard because getting digital can always look very artificial, and people say, "Oh, I'm just doing digital painting," and it's just like I don't know. But
No,
I really
I
appreciate.
think you're onto something. I think you have a good approach to it,
Yo,
really.
thank you so much. But
I
yeah,
really-
it's also it's
Yeah.
really exciting because Bryce is taking like 3 classes this summer, so it's
Uh-huh.
gonna. So what he's learning there will really help in the press release writing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's very good.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Bryce
Can
is
will you
doing.
send me a photo of the sculpture,
Oh yeah,
the pop-up
yes.
box?
Do we?
Did I send you one? No, I can't remember.
He's never seen it. This
I
pop-up
haven't
Oh.
seen
sculpture.
it.
Okay. Well, and that's actually I'm refining the idea.
Oh,
of
okay.
And I have a very kind of, and what's fun is that I could do different exhibition with this. So I can ship them anywhere. So it's shippable. So it
Right.
could be sent to fairs, it can be sent to galleries, or it could be sent to protest or.
Actually, when
Yeah.
you get a chance, Edie, take a look at Lygia Clark, who's a Brazilian artist. Her
Oh, she's so cool. Love her.
Her bistos. Actually, let me say. I actually wrote a paper on.
I was
it.
gonna say, send her your paper because Lygia Clark is cool and you did good on that paper.
Yeah, I'll send this, but you should check out. I'll send
Okay.
here.
It's
They're
funny,
actually
the name
they're
rings a
actually foldable sculptures
bell.
that
Oh,
she envisioned as animals,
oh,
and they were meant
oh,
to be organic form.
She's very
I think
cool.
you'll love it.
oh,
Seriously,
1948 to 1980. Wow.
Yeah, sorry, I'm
very
just
cool.
like bringing random shit here, but I think
Oh,
this
this
will
is
be very
cool.
inspirational as you try to do this, sculpture that blooms.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Lygia
very
Clark,
cool.
and it's just incredible because it's minimalist. I think what you're going to do is
No, I
obviously,
get it. I totally, I get totally the relationship.
it's
very-
incredible. Like it's funny because it's like, whoa, this is actually, it's minimalist, but it's also like tied to her idea of movement and performance,
Yeah,
but also
yeah.
like animals. So
Yeah.
you have compassion for the organic.
Like figurative, yeah, it's very interesting. Minimalist figurative. It's really
yeah.
cool. I didn't know that work. I did not
Yes, I
know it.
think it was worth
She's
sharing
awesome.
that to you.
Very nice.
I'll send you my research paper I wrote about it too.
Oh, yes, please do. And Bryce, did you see the picture or not yet? Because I could
I'll
share
take
my.
a look at Discord. Is it in Discord or not?
I don't know where. I can't remember where I sent it to you. I can open my. Can I share the screen?
Yeah. Let me send you that to you. One moment.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, you are going to be host.
Okay. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
don't-
share my screen and I'm gonna go desktop. And then I'm gonna share. Whoops. Am I?
Oh.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah. I see Pishtos.
Okay, I'm gonna go to my crazy picture stuff. Because I have a file for it, but I cannot, there's so much stuff on my computer, I cannot find my file.
Oh, that's fine, actually.
I think that's really funny. Okay,
The only
well,
reason why I asked is just because I was just kind of curious about how, like, what the idea was, and
yeah,
also just if we could, I think it'd be interesting if like there was other things that we could tie into it, or like even just
Well-
get some like works on paper or something too. Like we could do
yes, actually, it's made for carrying works on
tons of stuff.
paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Let me. I'm not prepared, so I didn't think I was going to talk about this. So just hold on.
Sorry to put you
No,
on the
sorry, I
spot,
just,
Edie,
like-
but
No,
I think
no,
it's a good idea.
I love it. I just don't want to look disorganized, but it's not.
Actually, this is
doesn't-
the most beautiful disorganization.
Okay, wait. I have somewhere the picture. Where did I put this? Da, 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 da. I don't. Where is it gonna be? It's in the folder. I need to get reorganized, people. That's for sure.
That's all right. I'm
Okay.
not. I can't help you there. I'm probably just as dispersed as you.
Oh, maybe I saved it in my favorites. Okay, hold on.
I saw the maquette. It just blew me away.
I know. And
Oh
I have a
God,
bunch of,
it's-
actually, okay, there's one here. That's one of them right there.
Oh yeah, that one I did not see.
That's actually, okay, so the ready to show would be this part here that I'm circling around. So basically these would be panels that are attached to one another. And then you would have a rope that you have the paper sliding out of. So you can show different images, but they're
Okay.
linked. So this is a very
But
big
we don't even
version
have
of
to
it.
put anything on like walls or anything like that.
No,
Like, we
because
have
they
it
would,
all
they're independent. Yeah.
planned.
Yeah. So it's independent, completely independent. But wait, I have more. I have a bunch of them. I didn't put them in groups right now. So that's why, just bear with me. I'm gonna find the grouping because this is my favorite, so it should be here. And so basically I can do a show on permafrost with that. I can do a show on my any subject. Basically I can put together, and then boom, you just open
Right,
the
because we
box.
can curate whatever kind of images or
Yeah.
like.
Well, it would all be in the box basically. So it's
Yeah.
like IKEA with instruction, but it's a show.
Yeah, which is
Oh, and
super cool.
just to show you here, these are wood panel cuts with paper. It would be like
Oh, I love that. Oh
yeah,
my
I know
gosh.
Yeah,
you
that's
would
cool.
like that. And so this is, let's say, a small version of what this could be, but I would use thin wood. This is thick wood. Okay, and then I made a couple of those guys. But this I was just playing around with wood cuts and characters. I love showing you my things, guys, because you're so into like when I
Yeah.
show you stuff, you like it. It's so much fun.
Oh yeah, but it's
By the
cool.
way, I love
Oh,
this.
here you go. Okay. So these are models of installation, like with painting on the wood on the panel.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so basically these are freestanding, but the idea of these freestanding is the same as the model of the open, because it's Luan
Yeah.
wood that you put watercolor paper on, glue, and then you can paint the pieces. And I was adding little images.
I love what you did with this.
You see, this is like a show with the
This show, Edie.
Oh yes, that's it. Yeah, yeah, that's the same thing. So
I
imagine this.
love this so
Okay,
much.
so this was the show at so these are
Volta.
similar. Here we go. Like this.
Oh my
Albert, did you
gosh,
see this?
yes.
Albert.
You made little models.
Oh wow, that is. I
Yes.
love the. I just love the streams of color. Oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So these are
You know
little
what?
models.
I like these little models.
Yeah, I have a great
Actually-
time with the model. This
Actually, how big are those?
Could we even have those?
Yeah,
Like,
can
I'm
we?
not joking.
We need some more of those, actually.
okay, but what do you want? You want the models or you want
Yeah.
the image
The
of
models would be great because then we could show
Like
them.
if you sent like a big sculpture, but then sent like little show models too.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah,
you
I
could
could do
place
that.
them all around.
Oh, that would be
I
really
actually really
fun,
love
right?
those models. It makes
is-
it's like diorama and sculpture and
Yeah. Well, you know what's fun is because when you take a picture at low, like you go low and you take a picture, it becomes like a real dynamic thing. And that's
Yeah.
really fun, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
and like, but I think the thing is like the height of where the
Yes.
the height of the like pedestal that we have that's in the corner
Yes.
over the storage is about like right here.
Okay.
Oh, I love.
that's
Oh, I
Like,
love.
kind of
I
in
love
the
your
abdomen area.
toothpaste.
So you
Well,
really could
these
like
are-
lean in and look at these dioramas, which would be
These
cool.
are actually models with how do you call this? Like it's like a modeling clay type of thing. And I was just trying different shapes, different sculptures for the show that I had a while back. But okay, I'm still looking for my other images.
But
Okay,
yeah, I don't know. That was just random thought. I was like, it might sound weird to send models, but I kind of like the whole
no, I
diorama
like it. I
idea.
like.
think
I
that'd be
totally
so
get
fun.
that. No, it's not. Look, I play with models all the time. Look at this one.
Yeah, like that's so cool. And that could be a way to show like way more of your work.
Oh, that's such a
like,
good idea. Actually,
super
just show
easily,
models.
portably, and like, yeah, like that's so fun.
I like that a lot. actually.
Yeah, actually, huh? That actually would
Everybody's
be
like,
cool.
wow, okay.
But now, Bryce, the question
It
is,
is cool.
we
I thought it
actually
was
have to
cool.
put it on that pedestal space. So we got to figure out how to arrange that.
Okay,
Yeah.
but like if I send you the box, you know,
Yeah,
the
that'd
box
be
where
great.
the model is, I could send you like 5 different boxes with 5 different shows.
That's actually a good idea.
Yep.
Then we could switch it out over time.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you could curate.
That's
you
true.
could curate the show with the model.
This
That's
is
very-
actually kind of funny.
Like we
'cause
can
it's
have
like-
your show going for like 4 or 5 months, but like change the model every month or something.
Well, yeah, because that was a model for the archaeology show where I was trying different things.
By the way, Edie, I assume we're also going to eventually show like her traditional paintings as well at some point.
Yeah, I mean, we have to, it's just that I
Yeah,
have
because oh, that is so dope.
But I just like
these
this
guys.
idea because it's a good way of like being able
Wow.
to show tons of
These are
artwork
cool,
in
huh?
a little
I
like
love them. Are they drinking? Is it
smaller
Love
down
Potion
scale.
number 9 or
They're drinking
alcohol?
potions. They're drinking
Oh, wow.
potions. It's an Egyptian, it's
Okay,
like the,
this might be bad.
Yeah. This
What
is
if we
cool.
asked Raj to make an Indian potion using some of those sauce? I don't know. Maybe this is banned under restaurant rules.
oh
We
my
have to
God.
be real careful too, because we want to make sure we don't dock poor Raj for health code violations. You are not to make potion number 9. Like
Oh,
that would,
I think it's very funny. I like that a lot. So, okay, okay. Because I basically,
I
for
love
every
it.
show,
I really love it.
I make models, but if you like these guys, I can send them. These guys are little drawing like this big, but I could make them big
Yeah.
on
I think
paper.
big's
But I
never a
think it's
bad
interesting
idea.
because you could scale the model however we like decide. So you could have just little ones, or you could make
Mhm.
like bigger models. Like we could scale them all to
Yeah.
different sizes, which could be fun as well.
Yeah, it's really fun actually. Okay, so okay. So we're talking about two different things. We're talking about the shippable show, but we're also
Yeah.
talking about a model show, like a show of different models that you curate. You can rearrange them.
Yeah.
So you need a box, or you need 5 boxes, and styrofoam, the model box, and then you have the shows. I mean, I could ship you the shows, the little shows in the box.
Yeah. Well, and what's fun is that I guess I don't know how much time you have, but you could even just make new models, and we could just like curate an entire
Show.
show, but it's a model.
Oh, I
Like,
love it.
It's funny too. Does anyone remember Mr. Roger? Where
Yes.
the opening credits where there's models.
Uh-huh.
Kind
Oh
of.
no, I don't remember that because I didn't watch it I was in Canada when I was little, so I didn't see Mr. Rogers. But we had similar shows with puppets and stuff. But they had the model at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Look, I'm looking. I think I have more because every time I work on a series, I make a model, so I'm gonna have more. But I think the one you liked the best were the one with little cardboard cutouts.
Mhm.
I think those are the more kind of applicable. La 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 la.
Ooh la la, right?
I have
I
so
guess.
much. It's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna make a file of models.
okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna send it to you guys. There you go. There's
okay,
another.
that'll work. Yeah.
Is it bad that if I were to like, I don't know.
See, that's even fine though too. That's like really fun.
Why but yeah, my question is with these models, I don't know. What are your thoughts about like putting
What?
them on garments and stuff? I don't know.
On
Like
garment?
like eventually like some models on t-shirts or like a dress or something
You mean to
wearable.
print the show?
No, like later on, like maybe even paint on a t-shirt or like paint on a garment or paint on a dress.
But paint a character, you mean, like a
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that possible? Like I seen some garment paint.
yeah,
And,
absolutely.
we could hang it too. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, I'm trying to think of these unorthodox supports, which
Oh,
those
okay.
images-
I follow you. Yes. Okay, this was fun too.
I love it.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Actually, it's funny because Alex Katz, he also had cutout figures. Have you ever seen a Peter Blum? Like, it's really cool. I mean, jeez, I wish we could make them that big.
Yeah, well, these are 6 feet and
How would we even
how
exhibit
fun.
that? Oh my God, I
well,
would
if
love
they're
to see
on
it.
paper, they would have to be on paper.
But how do we,
Yeah.
how do we like support like a huge sheet of paper or something? We have to figure,
Well,
Support
it's not
method.
that hard. You can either you let it sit, but if you want to let it sit also, you can do a frame or just a simple wood frame and,
Yeah. that's
flat
true.
one, or cut out the wood panels. cut a
Actually,
wood
Actually, I wasn't even thinking wood panel. I was thinking about building like cylindrical paper supports behind
Yeah.
it. in a V
Oh
shape.
yeah, that would work. That
Because
could-
because once you put on wood, it changes the character.
No,
of-
you're right. You're right. You want to keep it light, right?
Well, not only that,
You want
also
to keep it like
also paper with
um,
paper would be interesting, and we could make it big. Oh my
yes.
gosh.
I like that a lot. That would be super beautiful. Like the heads in large scale, like these.
Edie, I almost tempted to say if you were really ambitious, you could illustrate like all of Proust. Have you ever got into like book illustration?
I've never thought about
If
that.
you had a lot of time, just peruse Proust. I
No,
really
but
think
it's a great idea. I mean, that's a really
I
good
actually wanted to illustrate a book. It's a lot of work because you have to figure the book. I'm actually working on a book illustration with
Okay.
photographs, but I promise you, it's taken a year and a half, and I still
Wow.
like because it's really hard. Well, first of all, the book I chose was not easy either.
I'm just gonna
So
show you some of these people that
oh, that's dope.
I project. This is on the 89-inch by. It's like a 7 feet high by
Okay,
6.
you're exciting Bryce and me
You know
because
who
we
this
took a
is,
19th
right?
century photography
This
course.
is Gauguin. This is Gauguin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Relaxing. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And these guys are the Pink Floyds.
Yes.
The girl today. This is Frank Litz.
Bronze list.
Yeah, Franz Liszt, thank you. And this is a beautiful girl from the 20s. Because I wanted to see how it looks to have a very large scale head. Like, because this is a person is the size of the panel on the left here. This is the size of a person.
Yeah.
So
That's
this is,
incredible.
yeah, it's gorgeous, right? And
Very cool.
these guys are just so cool. This is another artist that's very famous. This is from a film, a movie. This guy, he's from one of the painting of Van Dyck, I think. And he reminds me of one of my friends. I'm like, this is crazy. That's the painting I made, but that I wanted to blow up bigger. I do a lot of
Ooh,
projection.
The silhouetting is cool.
Which one?
Just all of these, they're like, they have a silhouette to them. So
Yeah.
it's that side
Yeah, it's cool, right?
profile character,
That's
and then
So I play with projection and
that's
then
good figure groundwork, actually, Edie.
Yep. And what else? Okay, so I think we get the idea. So
Yeah.
I love it. It just blows my imagination.
oh, so
love
okay,
it.
so what should I send you then? What would be that you'd like to keep right now, and then I'll gonna.
Bryce, make sure that you're also
Um,
comfortable doing the install too. So I think we're excited. Those models will work.
Yeah, I do like the models, and the show that's ready made is also great.
Okay, so okay, I'm gonna put it. So I'm gonna. So I could send you some models and the ready-made.
Yeah,
I call it the shippable.
shippable
Shippable show.
show. There you go.
But if you come up with another name, I'm open to other.
we'll get a name, but we'll make sure to run it by you.
Because I thought the ready to show is too much like the ready-made. It's cute,
Yeah.
but it's not.
Yeah.
Oh,
not
and then
really-
another way that I work is that I put the paintings in the setup, and then I see.
Oh, like VR or like a 3D.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
those.
that's cool.
Damn, those are huge.
Yes, but that's the size of what I was showing you in the other page when I said the person is really. These are very big heads.
I have a question. When
Yeah,
you
that's
did
way
your
cool.
last solo show at Luis, did you ever scale that big for his
What do you mean?
space? Did,
If I made a model for it?
no,
or
I
if
meant in 2016, you had a solo show with Luis. Were they that big or they were more intimate?
No, they were not big. They were this size. And
Oh,
after
okay.
the show, I start thinking I want to make like large scale.
Okay.
But it took me, now I just figured out how to do it, but it took me a while to figure out what methodology I should use to make them into larger scale.
Yeah, because it's not easy. I mean,
No, it's not. And it's surprising because you don't want to lose there's a aspect of painting that you can lose if you go large scale. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is now I'm just looking back for the model that you liked the best was the.
I mean, I liked all of them really. Like,
Oh, you
if you
do?
want to
Okay.
Yeah, we love all
file
of them.
into an or if you want to just like send us.
Okay.
maybe
want-
just the group set of them.
Okay, a group, I'm gonna send you a group of models.
Yeah.
And then we can
Of
talk
just, like-
about, okay, that makes sense. Should I
Yeah,
send it
like
to you?
send just the images or something
Yeah.
of those, and then
I know you like the one with the boot too. And okay,
Yeah.
so,
Oh, that boot just me. It's funny because Warhol drew boots, lots
Oh,
of
yeah, boots.
shoes.
are a total team all the time.
but yeah, if you do that, then I'll get together with Alexis at some point,
Okay,
and we can like look through them kind of and
okay,
talk about them, and I
And
can
then you
see
can tell
kind of
me-
what she thinks, and then we can
Okay.
yeah.
because I have
Start
different,
going from there.
this is a Greek show, but what I showed you was from before that. So I'm going back. Okay, and what I'll do is, do you want me to send them to you in what type of file, using WeTransfer, or just, because that's going to be a lot of images. Maybe
Yeah, it will be a
Actually-
lot of images. I'm
Actually,
not
what I
sure
could
what's-
do is, if you have Google Drive, you can upload to that or do
Oh,
a
okay.
Oh yes, actually, that would be good. Just
Google
send
Drive
it to
is
the
easier.
Office Space one, right, Albert?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make a new directory
one.
just for you. And
Okay,
then
and
Oh,
just
okay,
do a share.
perfect.
I'll put my stuff in there. Okay, and send it to me, and I'll just.
I'll wait till you know, later
Oh,
tonight.
that's
to
so
do
much.
that.
I'm so excited that you like my models. That's super.
Yeah,
Oh, we
I
love
just thought
all of
that'd be
it.
a fun way to
Aw.
display instead. I was like,
Yeah, and we
wait,
don't always want to
you'll
like
have
slap
like
it on the
an
wall.
entire whole show set up in these things
I
with
know.
like almost perfectly accurate paintings.
That's what
Like, why don't we just display that?
Yeah,
It's
I like
entire-
it. I mean, the thing is, I think there's a transformation with the camera, because the camera takes a close up. So I don't
Yeah,
know if it feels the same way when you see the model. That's what I'm not sure. Okay, well, no, that was the studio.
right.
But
But
it
we
doesn't
could
matter.
always
It's
we
the
could
thing
always
with-
create if you wanted to, you could always create a model that's like
life size.
scaled and big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the shippable are kind of doing that.
Like
So
we could
that's-
be like, oh, this is cool. Let's
Yeah.
scale it up.
Let's
Maybe
scale it
like
up and make it. Yeah,
4
yeah.
feet
And
by
then I
5
have
feet
like
or something. Like
Oh, yes, I like that. That's a
Yeah.
great
And
idea.
it's also fun because people are getting back out from COVID.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
people want to interact with big art.
That's a great idea. No, but I like the idea, because then I could make, let's say you have one that you really like, and I would blow it up, and then you install that with the model and the picture.
yep.
So it's like the experience become the whole. That's a really fun idea. I really like it very much.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop scrolling because we're gonna get all dizzy.
No, I love it.
Right.
I'm not dizzy. I
Oh,
love
you're
it.
fine. Okay, I'm fine too. I think this is
I'm
very
sorry.
normal.
If you looked
Awesome.
at my photographic collection. Oh, by the way,
Oh.
I'm teaching Bryce how to do photography this summer and hopefully get to the dark.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Okay, this is one of those guys. Okay, that was no. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
before that. Wait, it was before. Okay, these are the
But yeah, like you can at least just send us some of those JPEGs of the things, and like some of the Greek and the Egyptian stuff.
I'm gonna send
Alexis
you almost.
would
You know what?
really love that. So
Okay, I'll send you all of them, and you'll figure out the groups. It's
Yeah.
kind of easy to figure out when it was in a group.
yeah,
But let's say, like, let's say you end up liking this. That would be really fun to blow up
yeah,
and make. We could even
Blow
make
up.
a
Sorry.
viewpoint. You know what? We could make a viewpoint that people can put their head and look through, like if they're looking through a viewfinder.
yeah.
That's in the room, like you set it up on a foot on a.
Actually, this is actually a bad idea. I was thinking about
Why?
getting a magnifying. I have this bad idea where I was thinking of a magnifying glass on like some sort of like post and just like stick it on the table, and then you could see your work through the
Oh, that's
magnifying glass.
kind of cool. I like it.
Ac-
But the
kind of-
thing is,
Kind of like a maybe not magnifying, but maybe like binoculars. Kind of like when you're on an
Yeah.
observation deck. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
have the
but
thingies.
how do we find one of those? Like an old school one. Maybe
Oh
we should
my
go to some
God.
antique shop. Yeah, antique shop down on Broadway.
That's so funny. That's very funny, actually.
Or even
That's really
opera
funny.
glasses too.
I like it. That's very cool. Oh yeah, opera glass. That's easier to find.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that might be cheaper too.
Yes. Yeah, you put a little opera glass on a post, and people can adjust the height and can look into. That's really fun. I like that. Okay, well, I know what to do, so that's great.
Cool.
I'm set.
Sweet.
I'm all set.
Perfect.
I gotta
I'm just-
get
I'm
going
looking-
probably,
yeah.
but
I think, well, I mean, I'm free sort of, but I'm just waiting for dinner. But
I'm gonna go. I gotta
I'm
go.
done
but
too.
this is perfect.
Thank you,
And
guys. That
Yeah,
was
and
super
I'll
since
be
your
look-
host,
I'll
you
look
can
forward to
close out
seeing
the,
those.
Oh,
JPEGs.
okay, okay.
I'll let
Yes.
you close it out.
Can I
since you're
close
host.
it?
Yeah,
Yep.
go ahead, but let's, thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thanks, Edie.
Um,
I
Edie,
look forward to
guys.
your
Edie, before I
JPEGs.
go, I do
Yes.
want to mention, I will send you updates on our collaborative book as well.
Okay,
'Cause-
okay, yes,
And
anytime.
then it's going to be up on Blurb, so you
Yeah.
can get your own copy at some point. I mean, I'm going to show you draft at some point.
Okay, okay, okay.
Thanks again.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
Okay.
guys.
Talk to you later.
Have a nice evening.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.